Hello guys, and I want to do a little quick update about my previous post about me wanting to completely give up. I was being completely serious. And this video you're seeing, well, mostly listening because it's a visualizer slash autolizer, or however you pronounce it, excuse me, I butcher a lot of words. And I'm talking very slowly because if I talk very fast, you won't be able to understand me. And if you can tell by how I speak, I do have a speech impediment. I don't know how to say it, or lips, but again, besides the point, we don't want to get off track. I was being completely serious. I honestly feel like I'm a complete failure. I have not accomplished anything. I'm not really popular, but I guess it doesn't matter. I don't have all the cool materialistic things like a PS5, a PC, or Switch 2. And I'm honestly losing a lot of faith in God, and I don't feel like an actual Christian. I feel like God isn't listening to my calls. I'm not saying he's busy, but I know he works on his own time, but I've been begging him, asking him to get me out of San Francisco. Because if I stay here any longer, unfortunately, I'm going to myself, so I don't know what to do. I lost so many friends this year, and I don't mean like they just all dropped dead like flies. No, I mean so many people I have met this year just betrayed me, left me, used me, exploited me, especially when I needed them the most. And I hate begging people and asking people for help. But as I said before, do not make promises you cannot keep. If you're going to renege on me, just do it already instead of giving me this false sense of narrative. I hate when individuals do that. I don't say people because I don't have hatred in my heart. Yet I claim that I'm a Christian, but yet I'm quite sinful. I commit lots of acts, especially lust. That is one of the main sins that I have been trying to get out of my system. And it's hard, especially since I'm hypersexual. Unfortunately, because of what my dad did to me at 6 years old, that is one of the major factors. And I have been on social media since I was 15. Due to math, I was born in 02. And unfortunately, I was groomed by lots of individuals. My first love was 20 and I was 16. He was 20, I was 16. You should understand how a relationship like that is and the power dynamic, the age gap, and all of that. Even though he is technically a good person, he had no business being with someone my age just because I was considered the age consent. That is no excuse. That is disrespect. Not disrespect, excuse me. That is disgusting and downright disturbing on so many levels. He was from Germany. He probably still lives in Germany. I'm from America. And where I'm at, in California, San Francisco, he could have went to jail for I don't know how to say it, but that term, okay? When my mom would have found out about this, realistically, she couldn't press charges on him. Because, different country, But still, no adult woman should be dating a child. Like, at all. That is just gross in so many levels. And if you're going to say it's our little secret, you really need to get locked up and be put on a list. I'm being serious. But I digress. Enough of me talking about my past. A lot of people know what happened to me from the year 2018 to now. I'm not going to sit here and act like what I have done in the past wasn't as bad. I was a troll. I was toxic. I lied about a lot of things. I lied about my age, which apparently is quite common for teenagers to lie about their age. I lied about being an orphan. I was dead ass. I lied about my race. I just lied about everything. In reality, I really wanted attention. And I did that because I was homeless, unfortunately. In my situation during 2018-19, I was living with very abusive people. The first person I lived with my family when we were homeless was my mother's friend who was a severe alcoholic, and her daughters were quite mentally unstable and honestly made me scared. The second person we lived with was with my older brother, baby mama, and she was on drugs, who abused her kids and possibly, according to my mother and her conspiracy theories, are trafficking them. So that was a terrible environment. And now we live in this small 2-bedroom house, townhome, 4 people, by the way. I don't really have my own room. I share my room with my mother, so I don't have that much privacy. So I can't record certain things like how I want unless it's at nighttime, unless my family is downstairs and my mother's downstairs. But again, I digress. Back to the topic at hand. I don't feel like I accomplished anything. I don't feel happy with myself. I don't feel pretty. I'm chubby, black, disabled. seem like I'm everything someone who doesn't want. I'm not the ideal type. I'm not wealthy, as you can see. I'm quite poor. I'm grateful, of course. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm ungrateful, but having a partner who's financially more stable than you really does hurt because I feel jealous. And I also feel jealous that he has a father and I don't. I'm not gonna be like stereotypical, but the things my dad did to me was disturbing and disgusting, and one of the major factors of why I'm hypersexual, as I said before. But do not worry, my dad is out of my life for good. I know he's still on drugs, that's for sure. I don't know if he's not here on earth anymore, but he's gonna have to repent if he is a Christian, and he's gonna have to talk to God, because I already forgave him and my sister, but I cannot forgive no more. I'm 23. I have not done anything with my life. I'm trying to get my high school diploma. Before anyone makes fun of me, basically a long time ago when I was in high school during 2020 and 2021, Balboa High School, I'm calling you fuckers out, told me that I'll be able to graduate by this year. Y'all skip me to the 12th grade, or supposedly skip me to the 12th grade, so you can get me out the way early. I was locking in. I was doing I was doing my best to my abilities and doing all my work, studying, not having too much problem, not stressing out, asking for help when I need it. Y'all made it seem like I was be able to graduate this year. And then after that, y'all was like, oh, you can't graduate because, well, we need to see your extra work / assignments that you previously did before. You want to know my last school I went to? Homeschooling. So does that even count? I guess so, because I was still registered in some form. They basically discriminated against me and held me back even though I tried my best. I struggled really hard in art because I'm not an artist, but I still try my best regardless. But you know what else they did to me? You want to know what else you people did to me? Well, my mother registered me back in a school district so I can go back to high school and get my diploma. They did not try to contact my mother. They left me behind. They didn't do anything. They couldn't even contact me. They were too lazy to. They made no effort. I would have been able to graduate by 2023. I wouldn't have mind redoing the 12th grade over. They gave me a false sense of narrative, making it seem like I would be able to graduate. And then they say my GPA is low. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Well, they didn't say low, but underweight. That's fine. Just let me do the 12th grade over. But they didn't let me do it over, unfortunately. Because they were giving me, like, emails and saying, oh, you can graduate, you can do this, you can do that. Making these promises, trying to get me to programs. You know, they said, if I go to college, why don't you go to college in Oakland? Why the fuck would I want to go to Oakland? If I defend myself, I'm going to get killed. Possibly even more. Going to Oakland. Are y'all insane? Are you trying to get me set up and killed? I cannot stand the school system. And then when we called them back last year, they said your daughter's too old to go to high school. Well, thank you, Captain Obvious. Because there's a limit. Once you're 21, and after that, you won't be able to go back to high school. But you assholes made no effort to contact me and my mother to put me back so I can learn and get my education. Y'all held me back when I was a good student. I was always a good student. I always got A's. I was always a gifted child. But I guess that wasn't good enough. So now, I'm redoing high school over, technically speaking, and I need 160 credits to fully graduate in City College. 160? I think that's a bit too much. I think they should make exceptions. I'm not going to use my disability as, well, a trump card or victim card. But honestly, like I said, I think it's too much, and I think they should make exceptions. That's 2 years, and times are hard, and my rent is $900. Bills are just expensive. We can barely afford food. We live in a rundown, shitty, 2-bedroom townhome house where there's mold, electricity, always finicky. Half the fucking electronics don't even work. Half the things in his house don't even work. And yet they want $900 for this rat hole. I can guarantee if I go to New York, I could possibly find an apartment that's slightly better than this, but also way worse than this. I have been bullied my whole life. By family, by kids at school, by people online, by teachers. I remember during elementary school, this kid named Ronald, his mother blamed me for her kid problems. Well, I'm sorry. It's not my fucking fault. There's something wrong with your dumbass kid. But sure, blame an 8-year-old girl for your child problems instead of talking to him, guiding him, teaching him how to be a man. But sure, blame me. I remember way back in elementary school, when I was 6 years old, some girl hit me over the head with a brick. Later on in life, that caused severe brain damage. The school basically covered that up, and my mom didn't even know why my head was bleeding. I didn't even know my head was bleeding. I was confused. I was stunned. But according to my principal, Miss Show, or whatever her name is, it's all in my head. Yeah, I'm just a little schizophrenic. I'm just a little crazy. Oh yeah, I'm a little 6-year-old girl's crazy. I'm just making up the fact that I'm getting bullied. Yeah. In elementary school, again, in Bret Hart, a kid threatened to shoot me. And the school basically covered that up. That's nice. And what if he actually had a gun? My mother would have lost her only living daughter. That's nice. Middle school, I didn't get bullied too much, but it was so terrible. Mr. James, my middle school teacher was it James Simmons? Yeah, you. I tried to tell you that I was getting bullied, and you just said, let it go, ignore it. Yeah, buddy, I'm getting emotionally abused, and you just say, let it go. Wow, you should have won Teacher of the Year award. Saying that to a 13 to 14-year-old. Wow! And yes, I wasn't special in my whole life, but that's no excuse for those kids to put their hands on me. And let's talk about family, shall we? I know you've been dying to hear this one. My older brother, one of them, told me when I was like 11 years old, it's not my fault that you don't have a life. It's not. Yes, you're right. I don't have a life. I don't. Right then and there, I just knew that blood may be thicker than water, or whatever that saying goes, but family don't care. All I really have is my mother, and she's sick and has a big heart. I try not to make her stressed out, of course. I try to keep things to myself, because I care about her and her health. But I just can't fight this battle alone, and I really hope God is listening to my prayers, to my cries. Yes, I may have someone that's nice, but his family, they're interesting. I mean, for starters, why do I even need 4 or 5 PS5s? Yes, one for your son, and one for your other kids, and one for you. But I just think that's being immensely greedy for not giving back to the community. Sorry, not sorry. I'm not talking down about them, I'm not throwing them under the bus. I'm just saying if you have that much money, you should at least be a bit more generous and give back to the community. Giving away a mattress is nice, especially people who need a place to sleep. A bed, perhaps. 3 cars, that's just a bit of excessive. I would never understand wealthy people. But if I was wealthy like that, I would give back to the community. I always give back, ever since I was a kid. Especially to patients who have cancer, animals who are being unfortunately abused. I would never let money change me. One. Ever since I was a little girl, I wanted to change the world. And I don't mean like the cliche, peace on earth. No, I wanted to make the world not only a better place for myself, but for others. I wanted to protect people who went through the same thing I went through. And I honestly wish I still had that mindset. I wish I never joined social media at 15. I wish my personality would have stayed the shy, anime, weird girl instead of being this mentally ill weirdo. And unfortunately, I don't know what I have besides depression. I need a proper diagnosis. I don't know if I have psychosis, I have symptoms of that, a bit of borderline personality disorder. Hell, I could be a sociopath. I don't fucking know what I have. Unfortunately, I have a very traditional old school mother, which means she probably won't let me get put on medication, especially if I need it. And she won't probably let me say too much to a therapist or a psychiatrist because she's like, the white men are going to twist your words and make you crazy or lock you up. And yes, I did try to discuss to my mother about my depression and my suicidal thoughts. And she said it had something to do with the devil. Just let that sink in. I do have Draven, my boyfriend. He's nice. He's nice. He cares for me. He loves me. But how long is that relationship going to last? How long is it going to be there for me? Did God bring him to me? I don't know. Am I going to meet him in real life? I don't know. Is he going to be my future husband and the father of my children? I don't know. I don't know. My whole life, it's just been topsy-turvy. 1 minute it could be great, 1 minute it could be terrible. The majority of the time it was terrible. I never had a good childhood. I never had a partner in real life. I never been kissed. No guy ever asked for my phone number. Yeah, they may smile at me, but they're not going to ask me how I'm doing. What's your name? I never been to prom. Each time there was a dance, no one asked me out, so I danced by myself. No teacher wanted to dance with me. Each time a field trip happened, no one wanted to be my partner. Not even the teachers. Just my mother. Just my fucking mother. I'm not doing this because I want pity. I'm expressing myself and I'm venting. I'm just hurt by how I was treated my whole life. I'm honestly surprised I'm still here kicking. Because I would have kicked the bucket a long time ago on my 18th birthday. I had that sharp object in my hand on my birthday, and I could have just myself, but I decided not to because I wanted to keep fighting. Now I know I can't change the past, but I can change the future. You know, I told my partner this. I told him I get jealous seeing him, his parents together. Because, well, my dad is not in my life, and I still get jealous seeing parents, happy parents, or even if they're divorced, with their kids. Because Lee Byrne Alexander, yes, I'm talking about you, father, and I'm using that with air quotes because you're not an actual good father. I don't care if you helped conceive me. You're a terrible person. I get jealous of seeing that. And I'm actually crying right now. I get jealous because I want that. I want both my mom and dad together, but my dad's a terrible person. He robs banks, he does drugs, alcoholic, he's abusive. You know what else he is. God, I'm sorry, God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being lustful. I'm sorry for being simple. I'm sorry for lying. I'm sorry for trolling. I'm sorry for all those people I heard online in real life. Please, God, forgive me, God. Forgive me. Sorry. I'm sorry, God. I just want to be better. Please. Please put it in my heart. Save my soul, please. Please. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't. I'm sorry, God. I want to be better and do better. I want to be something. I want to be someone. I want to accomplish my dreams. But I can't do that with this mindset. Please, God, let me meet the right people. Please, God, let me meet the right people that won't exploit me. use me and actually care for me. They support me. Observe me, you fake people, God, please. Please, please. I don't want the devil to win. I don't want to have these thoughts anymore. I want to get out of here. I want to get out of this country. I want to be with him. I want to be happy, God, please. 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 I still grieve over my dead pets. I miss them so much. I miss Tiny, my betta fish. I miss my guppies. I miss my goldfish. Why did they have to go? I miss my first best friend. He died of brain cancer when I was 6 years old. Why did they have to go, God? Why did you take them on? Why did you take them on? I'm trying to be strong. I'm trying, God. I'm sorry, God. I'm sorry. Please, God, forgive me. Please, Heavenly Father, forgive me. Forgive me for my sins. Forgive me for my past actions. Please, God, heal me. Please, God, put in those people's heart to forgive me. Those people I hurt. I'm sorry for being prideful, lustful. Sorry for being a glutton. I'm sorry, God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forgave those who hurt me. I hope they can forgive me too. I wish I had a caring father, God. I wish I had a dad that loved me. I wish I was born normal. Completely normal. I wish I wasn't born prematurely. I wish I wasn't born so weak and fragile. To get blood transfusion, I was 1.5 pounds. But my mom named me Angel for a reason. I was a miracle baby. I want to make her proud, but I don't know what to do. I feel so ashamed of myself, so disgusted, because each time I look at myself in the mirror, I see my father. My mom told me I look just like my great-grandmother, which is nice. I just want to be happy. I don't care what I have to sacrifice to achieve that happiness and inner peace. I want to discover who I really am and discover the world without worry. I don't want to be isolated. I want to isolate myself. I don't want to be antisocial. I want to do better and be better. I'm sorry.